I'm an old broadcast engineer from way back when. Let's just say it's over 40 years. And I don't think I've ever worked on an FM transmitter, only AM. I enjoyed it. And so when I got into ham radio, I decided I would probably play a little around with AM radio a little bit, and I did. I had a B&W 5100 transmitter, which is a good plate modulated transmitter that I enjoyed doing. I built a Class E, which is a solid state transmitter for AM. It about 125 watts carrier and about 600 watts with modulation. It was a beautiful little solid state rig. Sold it all. Just got tired of having it around. And then guess what? I miss being on AM. So what I use these days, look behind me here, is a TS-140 Kenwood. Probably saw it in the single sideband video. It's a great rig for AM. Now it's not high level plate modulation, it's low level modulation, but it's still a good rig. It puts out about 40 watts, and I use an SB 220 amp, and that gives me about 250, 300 watts out and about 800 watts with forward modulation. So pretty good setup for AM. But even with the low level modulation, I make up a little bit for it with this. What you see behind me there is a broadcast console. It was made by LPB. I found it on eBay for 50 bucks, including shipping, and I rebuilt it. So I feed the audio from the mic that you see, which is a broadcast condenser mic, into the console and then into the rig. And of course, it sounds great. The other thing I did to the console is I added press to talk to it. You see the switches on the front. There's some silver switches, and that's for press to talk. But the other interesting thing is this. I get it close so you can see it. It's like a remote control, basically, and it keys the transmitter on and off. So if you listen when I press the button, you'll see the light flash on the remote. You'll hear the relay key across the room. I'm able to key the transmitter from anywhere in the room. And since the radio is across the desk from where the broadcast console is, that's a good deal. The receiver here that I use on AM is an NC125. Really nice receiver, old tube type receiver. And I had one before. In fact, I still have it in the closet for parts. But this one I got from a fellow named John Milner, who is a friend of mine, and he had gone through it. It didn't have enough time to do that myself, so it's beautiful. I mean, it looks almost new to me. And plugged into it, I have a infrared speaker extender. And if you notice on the top shelf next to the clock, you will see that there is a black speaker. That's basically a wireless battery speaker. And I have two of those. I'm able to take them, turn them on, and listen wherever I want to go to whatever is on the shortwave receiver. And of course, when I key up the transmitter, it mutes the receiver and so on and so forth. Let me turn this back around now to me. Let me talk a little bit about AM nets. The two nets that I like to check in are the Southeastern AM swap net on Tuesday nights. That net starts at 6:30 on Central Time and 7:30 Eastern Time. And the other net I like a lot, since I used to live in Pensacola, Florida, is a bunch of guys down there got together several years ago who like AM and formed what's called the Mullet Society. Of course, the mullet is not because of the haircut. The mullet is the fish that they catch down there, and they're like catfish as far as white meat and hardly any fishy taste. A great little fish to eat. And so every year for the mullet, for the Milton Ham Fest, the mullets meet, and we have a mullet fry, fish fry. And our motto is, we're the only club that eats our mascot. So, but anyway, they have a net on Thursday at 6 o'clock Central and 6:30. That makes it 7 o'clock Eastern Time. If you've been wanting to try AM, get on the Mullet Net. Those folks are very friendly, and give it a try. Anyway, thanks for hanging around for the tour.